Welcome back to NalaTalk, where we discuss updates on the field of genetics testing, especially its implementation in clinical settings. My name is Fadli. I'm the pharmacist and the product lead for Nalagenetics, and today we'll be talking about Nutrigenetics with our very own product manager here, Astrid Karunia Putri, or Kay. Kay, how are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you, Fad?
I'm good. Thank you for agreeing to come for this talk for this episode. We're coming to the end of the year, and we're a bit we're talking about other things besides pharmacogenetics. So we are going to be. Last week we talked about a little bit of nutrigenetics, but not really in depth about it. And I understand that you have been developing nutrigenetics from Nala for about nearly a year now, and we're going to be launching quite soon. Could you tell me about it? What is Nutrigenetics all about?
Okay, yeah. So thank you for having me again. So basically, so for Nutrigenetics, we are having it right now. And Nutrigenetics is kind of like similar with pharmacogenomics, but it's talk about how our body responds based on our DNA to certain nutrients, which is covers micronutrient, macronutrient, and also maybe some of the weight management. But since we are new on interpreting this, entering this kind of field, so right now we are providing nutrigenetics testing that covers on the micronutrient it's only, which is cover multi-mineral and also multivitamin. Why we are using to approaching with this micronutrient first? Because we realize that with this pandemic situation, people are getting aware of having a good nutrition level, moreover on the micronutrient like multivitamin and so on. And yeah, we want to them to realize that maybe once things that works with your friends, it might not work also with you. So you need to know yourself first whether it works for you or not by having this test, nutrigenetic testing.
Okay, so hold on for a bit. So I think a lot of us in the audience would know what nutrition or nutrient is, but what is micronutrient or macronutrient? What's the difference? And yeah, why micro?
Okay, so so there are two type of nutrient which is divided by micronutrient and macronutrient. So why is micro? Because our body just needed as little. So the needs of this nutrient is only like in the micro level, not like the macronutrient, which consists of like fat and then also protein and also carbohydrate, that we need it more than the micronutrient itself.
Right. So for example, micronutrient would be like vitamins, right? Like
yes, right.
A, B, C.
Right, multivitamin and multimineral. Yeah, not that much as macronutrient, which we like having it so more than like the micronutrient.
Right. So the audience, maybe the one that has been listening for us since the first episode, would have known about pharmacogenetics and how the body responds to it. There are certain genes that is responsible, and it's usually quite clear cut, like if it's computer girl, it's C19, etc. What makes it different between like pharmacogenetics and nutrigenetics, probably?
What makes it different? I think on the pharmacogenomics right now, we are having some studies that it's really concentrate on one gene, like you said, like CYP19, and so on. While in the nutrigenetics, there are a lot of genes affected, and until now there is no such guideline on that that we can follow. But there are some publications that supporting that. And for the nutrigenetic itself, we are not only focusing on how your body metabolize. We are focusing on like end to end how your body processing whatever the micronutrient that you are intake. So in terms of like the absorption, the metabolism, even the cell responsiveness, it's also input in the nutrigenetic testing.
Right, I see. Well, that's quite interesting. So to just reword it, like nutrigenetics has more genes per vitamin than what we see in pharmacogenetics.
Right.
So by the definition, it's micronutrients, right? And then everybody have different kind of intake requirements, right?
Mm-hmm.
How would you go about using that recommendation? How would I know how much vitamin? Like if I know how much vitamin I need, how do I know where to get it? Will it help?
Where to get it? Oh, I see. Okay. So actually, the needs of every person, it might be some similar, but the response of your body, the one that it might be different. And then let's say there is a use case where's the iron of iron absorption in one particular individual, it may decrease than the others, that you might need to eat more of the iron, which we are also providing that kind of food list inside our report, where you can find the food list that has high content of iron. So in our report, you can see if you have this kind of genetic profiles, this kind of genetic variants that leads you to have a decreased level of this particular nutrition, and you can see like where can I find it in my food, then yeah, something like this. So you can see the food list inside our report.
Right. So there's a reference like what
Yes.
to eat from the deficiency. Oh, okay, I see. So
What to eat, and also how much is it inside the content of each nutrient. Yeah.
cool. Okay. Okay. So multivitamins. If we took a approach of like pharmacogenetics have like adverse drug reaction and clinical efficacy. Is there any such a thing in the vitamin or nutrition space? Like, is there? Do you feel symptomatic if you have too low or too high of such things?
Yeah, there's a like we call it like a vitamin deficiency if you get too low of this of the particular vitamin, and also hypervitaminosis if you get too high of per vitamin or per nutrient. But if we comparing it to drugs, it's kind of like not as common as a drug, because drug is kind of like not a normal thing that come to our bodies. This micronutrient is the normal thing, and also we need it to have like a normal process in our body. So yeah, if you really have that kind of low nutrient level per vitamin, let's say, yeah, you will have that such symptom. And in our report also we show it on the report. So let's say if in the summary section, if your genetic profile indicates you that you have the decreased nutrient level per vitamin, you will be provided by the food list and also the symptoms that you need to be aware of. So something like that.
I see. I see. So, okay, maybe to give a bit of a clearer picture, would if I take the genetics test, right? Would I know how much vitamin I have right now, or what kind of information would it say? Yeah.
Okay, so that's a different thing. So you wouldn't know how much the nutrient level that you have right now in your body. We just read your gene and your tendency of having whether an increase in your nutrient level in your body, whether is it a decrease or is it a normal thing, something like that. If you want to know like how much nutrient that you have right now in your blood, it needs to be another testing.
I see. So it's like the normal biochemistry test.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I see. I see. So it actually provides like a baseline of
Like a
vitamin.
guideline for you to have like a healthier life, and also for you to understand your body better.
Right, right. So last question. Who would you think benefits the most for this kind of product then?
So I would say who's got the most benefit from this product. Basically, for Nutrigenetics, I would say all of us needs to have it and should get the beneficial of it. But if you are asking for a particular group, maybe I would say a person who really aware of their health status and kind of like taking supplementation frequently, Also, maybe some patients with a certain disease that required them to taking some supplementation, or maybe for a pregnant woman where they are required to getting supplementation during their pregnancy. I would say those three are the most target that is got the benefit for this from this nutrigenetic test.
I see, I see. So mostly those who are in using supplementation actively, be
Yes.
it for the disease control or maybe they are pregnant or other kind of conditions. Right, that's so cool. Okay. Before we wrap up, okay, thank you so much for your time and your explanation. Do you have anything that you want to share with us, the audience?
I would say, yeah, the genetic testing is like others genetic testing that can provide you a guideline that can lead you to a better lifestyle.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you,
Yeah,
audience.
thank you so much for having me also.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, audience, for listening. And tune in again for the next week's episode where we'll talk about interesting things about genetics testing. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.